Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm gonna try and take this into like a kind of chill tone, if you will, with the cast. But ooh, this guy, yeah, okay. Let me go ahead and give him an introduction. Sporting a very badass-looking portrait, or not portrait, rather, but decal. Our Terran terrorist in the red trunks, DarthCaesar. His opponent giving out a very mannered good luck, have fun. Spawning as a Zerg in low left-hand corner, and also having some negatively nasty-looking claws as decals for his hatchery. I give you Vivid. What I'm gonna try and do with this cast is I'm gonna try and just take it in a much more chill voice for very good reasons. I just got off work for one, and two, it's about 4:30 in the morning. Three, my roommates, my sweet mates, are sleeping. So I'm going to try and keep it, I don't know how to say this, like maybe a little more critical. Like just take note of what is going on that is critical, and I was thinking for maybe just for a minute we were going to see a pool get thrown down for a Vivid, but I mean, it's just me not being used to seeing an extractor trick. I don't know. Income-wise, I don't see a huge difference. And we do see the refinery is going down for Vivid, along with the barracks. Of course, we all know the barracks goes down. Come on. Terran can't win without it. But it's looking deeper into things like the gas when it finishes. What's going to happen? How much is going to be done when this barracks finishes? That is much more important. Well, let's just wait and see. Right now, it looks like, I don't know, I'm thinking, well, there's no actual predicting what's going to happen. You know, I would not be surprised to see a Marine or a Reaper, but considering that we don't have a Marine in production, there it is, a Reaper. It's a simple process of elimination, guys. You know, I mean, I'm not the expert caster, I really am not. But I'd like to take things one step at a time, get a look at what players are doing, kind of get a read into it, and you know what, maybe what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll review this replay later, and I'll see what supply he exactly put his refinery down and what supply he actually put his barracks down on. Now, we do have the first Reaper about to pop out. There it is. Alright. Now the aim of this Reaper, it's just to contain Zerg. Oh my god, I hate when that happens. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to name the brand of mouse that I use right now. But every time, just randomly, I will be clicking down on my mouse wheel to scroll around. And once in a great while, I don't know how or why it happens, but it will always just like bounce out of position. Alright, so the Reaper's going to come in here and see that some gas is being harvested. This is actually quite critical. What is up with our Zerg? Is he like AFK or something? He's actually not macroing at all. It's almost as though I don't know what to make of this. He's saving entirely too much gas right now. Well, let's just wait and see where things are gonna go from here. This is not something you see every day. It's almost as though he's completely forgotten he's harvesting gas. What is this Zerg doing? What on earth is Vivid doing? This is a little confusing. But, you know, let's just wait and see what he's going with, if he's got a plan. I don't see any evolution chambers. I see a second gas going down. I see layer tech going down, and I see metabolic boost being researched at the same time. Okay. So I'm guessing that was his plan. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to get followed up or anything like that. But behind this we see that DarthCaesar is actually going with a 111 opener. Now I did decide to go ahead and just take this from the Reddit the Cast It forums on Reddit. Of course, I love to cater to the community, and this one kind of fit my criteria of what I'm looking for. I prefer Masters League replays. But of course, I'll try to take some Diamond League ones as well, and of course, if I've got nothing else to do, and if it makes someone happy to do it, then I'll just go ahead and cast basically any other old replay. Alright, the layer's about to finish. We have Metabolic Boost as well, so I'm a little curious as to see just what this early layer tech is going to do for Vivid on 2 base. Of course, we also have 2 more gases about to finish up at the natural. Metabolic boost is almost finished for Vivid as well. And behind this we have Medivacs and Hellions being produced for Vivid. Excuse me, not Vivid, DarthCaesar. Of course, the Spire is going down as well. Looks like a Mutalisk Rush is his apparent opener of choice. And now I think I see why all of a sudden he waited so long to get his lair out. But of course, when these Widow Mines hit, you know, it could be, it's just gonna make a world of hurt for Vivid, to say the very least. I mean, all they have to do is get 1 or 2 in the mineral line. That pulls the drones off the line. Get 1 or 2 in the middle the mineral line over here, and that pull the drones off of that. Maybe put a Widow Mine over here. It just depends on really positioning of the Overlords and seeing all the vision and things of that nature. Here we go. The Ignite Afterburner comes in. Okay, 2, 3, 4 Widow Mines burrow, and it's looking like these drones won't have a thorough method of escaping, but at the same time, workers lost right now has been almost completely minimized. Widow Mines lifting up. The Queen's trying to get the kill on the Medevac. Looks like they don't succeed. There's 1 Widow Mine that's actually missing, if I'm not mistaken. Where are they? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry, I was actually fooled for a minute. I thought one of them did not actually get inside the Medevac. So actually, you know, we could look at this as basically a failed offensive by DarthCaesar. We see that his Zerg opponent is still up in workers considerably. Not too terribly far ahead, but this does pave the way for Zerg to get ahead economically because he's spending money on hatcheries instead of drones. Income-wise, we do see that Terran is slightly ahead, but the problem is just how quickly we'll be able to see Vivid Expo after this. That is the biggest issue that we will have. There is a Widow Mine out here to kind of maintain map control, something we can all appreciate. Certainly nothing wrong with that. Now behind this we see that there's definitive bio follow-up, and by definitive I mean we have stim, we've got +1, +1 attack, +1 armor, and of course the mutas are coming in to attack as well, and that's just not gonna pan out too well for DarthCaesar, and this is just what's working against him even worse right now. I mean, just all this harass. Not really all this harass, but I mean just his opponent making his own harass moves more effective. He's gonna come over here and start, he's gonna start attacking an uncontested third, at least uncontested for the moment. And question is, are we going to see workers get pulled immediately? Workers, they were never on the line, but of course they're being pulled towards that line. And Mutalisks, that's a beautiful thing about them. They can handle Marines in small numbers, 3, 4, 5 at a time, if they're all flowing at them one at a time. And of course what was beautiful about those Marines is they didn't have combat shields, they didn't have stim pack. Oh my god, and what about the +1 flyer carapace? We don't have that just yet, and it looks like we had a Widow Mine picking up on a couple of lings there. We got more and more mutas coming into the mix now, so it's like, you know, we definitely see Vivid is certainly committing to this tech. And a medevac drop, no, medevac drop that had Widow Mines going into the natural that it did miss. I apologize, guys. Yes, that was even the highlight of this replay. I'm going to try and pay much, much closer attention to what's going on the minimap. It's the end of the day, guys. I just got done working an 8-hour shift, so forgive me. Alright, now the Widow Mines are taken down. Behind this, what do we have? A double medevac drop. One's got a couple of Hellions in it, and some Marines, and the other one, just straight up Marines. Mutas look like they're going to run straight into this with the current position they are at. Oh my god! And they do. And neither of them get away. And now we see that DarthCaesar actually lost a lot from that. Like, you don't even want to believe. Like, his losses are actually double that of Zerg, resource-wise. Yes, we all know that Zerg is supposed to basically do nothing but spam units at their opponents. Yes, that's the whole reason why they exist. But at the same time, they should not be, you know, just throwing themselves away left and right, left and right, left and right. That's just not effective use of an army. Muta's coming in here trying to snipe a supply depot. This is just an ordinary one. It doesn't have, say, a supply drop called down onto it. Now we got centrifugal hooks and +1 going down the way. Excuse me, +1 flyer attacks going on the way for our Zerg. 10 Marines getting cranked out at a time. Widow mines galore for DarthCaesar. You know, he's just trying to hold on to what he's got as best he can. Supply depots. Gonna get surrounded by missile turrets. You know, you can never be too defensive these days. 3 changelings get dropped into the main of Vivid, or excuse me, to the main of DarthCaesar. But of course, this SCV is gonna come here and clean it up. That's right, Rambo SCV with 3 kills. Wow, and you know what? This is actually just now uploaded to drop.sc, so it means the Warhound was only in the game as a worker unit for 1 day. I'm not entirely sure how that worked out, but yeah. Anyway, the Muta's going to come in here and just do some straight up damage to the infrastructure. He sees that there are like 6 reactors here. And 1 barracks does get a cancel, and he sees all of these Marines, so the appropriate reaction from Vivid should be to just straight up start cranking out Banelings. He does have centrifugal hooks. He's got roaches, ironically enough. But with the amount of bio that we see here right now, it's just not the best idea in the world to just straight up crank out roaches. Meanwhile, we do have this medevac just moving out, you know, basically trying to make something happen. And now we have this little pitiful Zergling, poor guy, being taken down ultimately. And I'm a little curious, does Vivid... I mean, Vivid, he has vision of this medevac right here, but the question is he going to do any damage to it? And that is a lot of Banelings in production right now, 20 of them. There's a lot of Banelings out on the ground, too. Oh my god, they're connecting beautifully with these Marines. The Muta's coming in from a bad angle, and they're just getting lit up by those Marines. The Roaches are going to come down here and take care of it, though. But I think the bigger problem would be the harassment that's going down here. The harassment that's not going down here. And now we see that Vivid's main army is pushing back, ready to destroy DarthCaesar. He doesn't have enough time to burrow those Widow mines, and basically it's going to cost him a lot of damage. And the third, I don't think was going to get cancelled. No, it does. It does. And what about the 4th here? Excuse me, that was a 4th. And what about the 5th here? What are we going to see from Vivid? He's going to have to save it. He's pulling everything that he can to do it, and it looks like he will be able to do that just barely. Yes, he does. Only 2 Marines left in that medevac, but Marines, you know, as long as there's something inside of a medevac, then there's still a chance. You know, it pulls your opponent's attention, but this is actually going to be a lot more dangerous, I think. There are no mutas out on the map. Let's see how many there are now. None. So right now we actually see Vivid in quite the vulnerable position within this game. He's, you know, checking his gas income. I don't know if he can go mass muta again. It would definitely be to his advantage to expo purely for gas to some locations. But here we go. 3 medevacs about to drop into the main. Oh, and here we got some mutas. They're going to pick up on these Marines going into the main. Ouch, that's just not going to end well. And the 3rd. Well, that's not going to do too much economic damage, but of course there was another drop. No, not a drop, but actually it looks like the main force of DarthCaesar got torn away here to what looked like a, let's see, 1 o'clock-ish position. No, 11 o'clock-ish position expo to get the kill on it, and he did. We got 4 Widow Mines kind of burrowed here in a forward, unspread out position. Not quite too sure about what we see from Terran doing it that way, considering spreading them out means they are more likely to be used more effectively, but with this many Banelings grouped up this close together and this many Roaches right next to them, I think unloading all the Sentinel missiles at the same time might be a good idea. Are we going to see a spread? What are we going to see from these Spider Mines? Or excuse me, these Widow Mines? They go ahead and reburrow. Oh, they kind of get wasted there, poor guys. Looks like for just a moment they were... Oh my god, they were... Ouch, yeah. Those guys didn't get shot at all. Alright, so this is the highlight. Another drop going down here. What appears to be what was originally going to be the 4th base of Vivid. And it's going to get cleaned up yet again. Widow Mine up here. 3 down here. And now we have Thors. It looks like some kind of special edition Thors coming into play. I think these are the New Year edition Thors. No, they're not. They're not. Oh, and oh my god, that is so many Widow Mines right there. If we'd seen Vivid A move into that, it would have been extremely dangerous. Like, no, he would have lost a lot there. And here he goes. It looks like he's just going to power through this. Some of the Widow Mines going off, beautifully killing all of the Banelings, and now the main force of Vivid is nothing but a bunch of blood and gore and retreating roaches. Now we have DarthCaesar at 200 supply. Throwing down a scan. And he's going to assert... He says, I claim this land back in the name of the Dominion. Yes. And now he's making his move on to the 3rd. It looks like the Lings got pulled onto that just a little too prematurely, but the Baneling connections here are beautiful. And it looks like this is actually going to cause Vivid to basically hold his ground for the next few seconds at the very least. And I think if, oh my god, those Banelings making some not so good connections there. They're making the connections they don't want to make. But it looks like we're going to see DarthCaesar use these 2 medevacs with Thors in them to basically drop into the main. I don't know, do you guys think this is a bit of an unfair advantage for any Zerg players? Like, they can actually see what your medevac is carrying? Come on, that's just not right. Anyway, this causes the main army of Vivid to get pulled back into the main, and looks like we got some Mega Micro going down. You know, DarthCaesar's just like, you can't shoot up, and Vivid's just like, it's not fair. I want to shoot up. And no, you know, we can see exactly why there's so many reactors here. You know, just look at the macro monster that we have, and we call DarthCaesar. This is 4 base Terran, guys. The main is my dry, yes, but this is more like 2.5 base Terran. Yes, you can see it clearly. And which one is half? Well, that's entirely up for you guys to decide. This one's already oversaturated. Here we got some Widow Mines looking like they're going to try and go in and do some kind of economic damage. Of course, they're doing more than well in their exchanges, if you want to look at it that way. And now we just have medevac drops, medevac drops, medevac drops galore going everywhere for Caesar. And meanwhile, he's just asserting his control over the map with these Widow Mines. Some of them getting destroyed. I mean, we do have Drilling Claws research, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's just not being used too terribly effectively. Drop here at the 3rd being cleaned up quite adequately. Banelings morphed, in progress, and it looks like we're going to see this is the most critical part of the game. Caesar actually took down the infestation pit, I want to say. And it looks like, you know, in order for him to actually get Hive Tech up, he's going to have to rebuild that. But here we go. We actually have even more... Oh my god, even more damage coming to the front lines. Vivid kind of forced to pull his drones there for a minute, and he will hold for now. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, you have to look at what he's got right now. Less workers than his opponent. He's running all of his main force straight at these Widow Mines. They're going to burrow, but they don't get enough time to throw off any shots. And basically, from what we see from Vivid right now is we see a plethora of reaction time to do something about Widow Mines. That's the beautiful thing about it. We now have like kind of a 4 medevac drop of Doom coming out, and this Reaper and Widow Mine coming out, preventing any expos from going down. You know, it's just beautiful use of really just nothing more, nothing less than beautiful use of Widow Mines. I'd say that. And now we have actually 2 nukes in production on... Wow, we've got 4 different nuclear silos, so we're going to see a total of possibly 4 different nukes come to play in this game, if it makes it to that stage. And now we see that Vivid is opting to expo to that pocket, upper left, if you will. But hang on, the Muta's coming in, picking up on the medevac drops. Ooh, taking one down. I don't know, and now we just have, you know, Vivid's trying to... Not Vivid, but basically DarthCaesar trying to spread his forces left and right, and this is not going good for DarthCaesar, at least on this front. What about the harassment over here? Let's find out. Looks like this hatch is in okay position right now. There's not enough Marines to actually fend off against these mutas. Marauders, oh my god, they targeted down that base and they got it, but at the same time we still have this one that is 50% finished right now. And just as I say that, you know, we've got a huge economic lead coming down for DarthCaesar in the form of mules. Yes. And seems that Vivid's hatch here is just about to finish up. Now here we go. This is the chance of a lifetime for Vivid to basically retaliate to his opponent, but is he gonna do that or not? You know, let's just find out. Wow, that is a lot of SCVs. It looks like as long as they stay over here, they'll be able to get some free SCV kills, some free worker kills, but it looks like the Marines are coming in to deal with that, just as I say it. And no, it's just, I don't know. I think we see really, I think Vivid, he's in a good upper position, if you will, but he doesn't want to engage this poorly, and I think there's just entirely too many workers for him to actually go running a bunch of banelings into that planetary fortress right now. He is doing a good job of being annoying right now. He's realized, wait a minute, my opponent is sapped for this, but uh-oh. The ghosts are actually entering the field, and a question is, are they going to actually cloak? Yes, they are, and a nuke is about to launch. Oh my god. That was just absolutely crazy. Second ghost is actually about to arrive here, and that nuke is about to land here. Oh my god, all the workers, the income just went to shit for Vivid. Another nuke going off over here. Same base, but I don't know what good that's going to do. You know, we've got more and more nukes on the way. It looks like this one's about to come off again. Yes. This is absolutely going to be nuts. Meanwhile, we have the 5th base here. It's basically going to stay alive for Vivid, sort of, but it's not. It's on borrowed time right now. This one's going to fall regardless. And of course, the workers here have been absolutely desolated. Vivid just not managing them at all. But one thing that is working for him right now is that he does still have this base up, running and functioning. His opponent doesn't really know about it too much, and we are now entering the late game with this, guys. But of course, the late game has been entered with winning fashion by DarthCaesar right now. We can just see it all right here. He's got 3 nukes in production. He's got to keep his macro up. He's kind of floating a lot of money. He's like, okay, great, what do I do now? And we just see basically Vivid's in a position where he is forced to just remax on workers because he was not able to pull what he had there. I think what he was expecting was defensive or semi-defensive nukes at that position close to the planetary fortress, and a ghost gets picked up on just as it is heading out to send a nuke. But its cloak is about to wear off. Meanwhile, we have got a rather sizable bioforce moving out here in this direction, and the ghost is going to come out here, and is he going to launch a nuke? It looks like he will. My god. But the question is this going to get picked up on? Is he going to see the red dot? I don't know. He's pulled back his main army thinking, okay, well, it looks like it could be over here, but no, he's finally figured out that it's at this one. Most of the workers get pulled away safely, and now we have a huge engagement over here in the middle. And it looks like the mutas may just slowly prevail over the Marines. That does appear to be the case. But right now we have a ghost getting away, and it looks like he's launching yet another nuke. Oh my god. Is this ghost going to survive? Let's find out. Oh my god, that was so close. Okay. Now we do have a double medevac drop coming out. I would not say in desperation, but rather in keeping up with the momentum that he should be producing from DarthCaesar. And it's going to go into the main and try and, I guess, kill some more tech. be a bad idea. Both queens get pulled immediately, targeting down one medevac, not doing enough damage really. Queens basically, oh, they could have transfused each other, but they didn't. Now all three queens in the main have fallen. Meanwhile, we got just basically the Bioforce pushing at the front, getting ready to tear this poor Zerg apart. Another nuke going off again, and I catch just the tail end smoke of it. Widowmines over here defending that ghost quite avidly well, but nonetheless we do see it fall. And it looks like we got the Bioforce just being rallied into the main four. Ew, DarthCaesar. I'm wondering if that was meant for manner or if that was actually just an accident. Oh well, this was a pretty sick game, guys. You know, I want to really hand it off to DarthCaesar. You know, just not just for the Widow Mines, but also for the nukes. I mean, not everyone can say they've used those. I do want to mention that we had a very, very strange opener from Vivid. Not really what you would call orthodox. He went for both Metabolic Boost and Lair at the same exact time, and by the same exact time I mean within roughly, give or take, 30 seconds of each other. More like 15 or 20. And, I don't know, I just don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, if you guys liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the follow button. This has been Breaker. I will see you guys next time. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. That's facebook.com/BreakerSC2. And then I've also got Twitter. That's twitter.com/EXEBreaker, but I don't use it as much as I should. I'll catch you guys next time.